Little hot. It is a strange reading, we might think. Why did Marlou and Tim choose this thing about blessed are you when you're sorrowing? Blessed are you when you're persecuted for holiness' sake. But I think the meaning of it is certainly clearer when hearing the first line of this passage that we almost know by heart by Paul to the Corinthians. Be intent on the higher gifts. And the higher gift, the last line of our reading, that higher gift of love does not come to an end. If we aim at the wealth of a bank account, or in their own professional experience, fabulous health, never having to go to a doctor or a nurse in their life, as a sole gift that they want to receive, Paul is saying to us, there are higher gifts. And Jesus' own words, as he teaches a crowd sitting on the hill, probably on a hot summer's day in Galilee, there are higher gifts than being happy all the time. At times it's appropriate to be mournful and sorrowful. At times it's appropriate to be persecuted for holiness' sake. And on we could go through these 8 Beatitudes, we call them. Ambitious, higher gifts for happiness, for deep joy in our lives. In my time of getting to know Marlou and Tim, I think they're on their way. They're on their way of seeing the importance of the higher gifts of love. A love that demands self-sacrifice, a love that demands of putting your own desires in second place at times, a love that calls for forgiveness and it calls for asking for forgiveness at times. It's a love that moves us in these higher gifts towards a deep joy in our lives. But I dare say, not having met either of their parents, that that's where the gifts came from also. That it was because of their example and their love that they are able to be as they are today. And their brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and cousins that surround them now, and their friends, that as they see the example of the striving for the higher gifts, so they are able to themselves. Today they take the step to be examples to us of these higher gifts, to be examples to us of how to truly love, how to truly be loved, how to forgive, and how to be forgiven. And in this sacramental moment, a moment that particularly can connect us in with our God, they pledge to be a sign of God's love. Boy, is that ambitious. But that's really what the sacraments are doing. They connect us in with our God in some way that's way beyond our own abilities, that somehow we're counting on God to be with us. They're counting on God to be with them. And because of that trust in God, in their desire to love, that they can be examples to us. And it's not just the example of today, 22nd of August. It's been looked forward to for a long time. But it's the 23rd of August, and the 22nd of September, and January 1st, 2000, and the 22nd of August, 25 years from now, and 50 years from now. It's a daily striving for the higher gifts, seeing what is it that I may give today? How do I listen better today? How do I love better today? How in my own profession Am I more caring today? Am I more compassionate? Am I clearer with people? Do I listen more intently? Do I let my heart be filled at times with sorrow with the people who are in front of me, at times filled with joy because it is a moment for rejoicing? It's a daily commitment and comes only moment by moment at a time. We thank you, Marlou and Tim, for inviting us here and for being an example for us to this moment, and in God's special grace will be continued examples for us. Sometimes individually, sometimes together. Sometimes examples of how easy it is to love, and other times examples of it takes a lot to love and a lot of giving. Be ambitious for the higher gifts. You are and you will be. And today you vow to each other that, especially with eyes on each other, you will look to each other and then look to us and look to our God, that you may continue to let those higher gifts be spilled out in abundance and help our world, so much in need of love and of committed love, draw closer to those higher gifts that each of us can receive.